At this point, Jerry Williams going to the experience and putting Lloyd in at the middle linebacking position. First and goal to go, Ron Johnson. Touchdown, Giants.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. I was just scrolling along, every day trying to find out what's going on in the wonderful world of the New York Giants. I was scrolling along, and one of the articles, I look real quick, and then I go to the next one, look real quick, and I go to the next one, and one just kind of caught my eye. And I just started briefly looking at some of the words in the article, and I seen Logan Ryan, and I saw Giants DB, and Florida, and then I saw the word summons in there. I'm like, usually when I think summons, I'm like, this being summons to court for, that's not a good word to have your name associated with. So I'm like thinking, before I went and I started actually reading the words and all that and everything, my brain's going, oh my God, Logan Ryan's being summoned to court in Florida. Oh, he's going to jail. And I'm like, there goes the secondary. Oh my God. Then I snapped to it, and I actually read the title, and it said Logan Ryan, summons or asks, or or I don't know, whatever you want to say, has the other Giants defensive backs to a private lesson in Florida. So it's not like he was being summoned to court. He had private lessons with this guy, Yo Murphy. And last year, before he signed with the Giants in the offseason. And so he's back down in Florida again with this guy, Yo Murphy. And he brought back, down with him, I think like 8 other Giants with him. So there's 9 of them down there all together, private, workouts with this guy, Yo Murphy. And I'm like, Yo Murphy? And I was reading the article, and it said former NFL player, receiver, Yo Murphy is working out with, he's the one in charge, but he's holding the lessons with Logan Ryan, he's running, giving him drills and all stuff to do, to keep him in shape, and, also, giving him like, I say defensive back / wide receiver drills to do, to get him better at his trait. And I'm like, yeah, Murphy, former NFL receiver. Right? So I looked him up online. I'm like, where's this guy been? Who's he been with? So I looked him up online. I started looking. I'm like, it's like, where hasn't he been? I mean, my God, this guy, Yo Murphy, has 2 distinctions that no other football player in NFL history has, and I'll go over that in a second. 2 distinctions. So first of all, he started off with the British Columbia Lions of the Canadian Football League, and then he went to the Scottish Claymores of NFL Europe. Then after that, he came to the NFL, and he was with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Then he went to the Minnesota Vikings. Then he went to the Las Vegas Outlaws of the XFL. Then he came back to the St. Louis Rams. Then he went to the Kansas City Chiefs. Then he went back to the CFL again with the Ottawa Renegades. And he finished up his career in the CFL with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I mean, it's like, where hasn't he been? Well, the 2 distinctions that he has, he's the only player in history of football that has suited up in the NFL Europe, the NFL, the XFL, and the CFL. And not only that, he's the only player in the history of football who's been in the World Bowl championship. And actually, the World Bowl championship was when he was with the Scottish Claymores. He was the World Bowl championship MVP. But not only that, but he was also, he dressed up, he was for in the Grey Cup. He was on teams. He won the Grey Cup 2 times, and he suited up for the Super Bowl. And he's the only player in the history of football that has been in those 3 championship games: the Super Bowl, the Grey Cup, and the World Bowl championship. Wow, it's like, holy cow! I mean, it's not his NFL numbers are very minute, but I mean he's been around, and he's also now what he is in his retirement, he's the co-owner of the Performance Compound in Tampa, Florida, and that's where Logan Ryan is at with these other Giants. So it's Logan Ryan's there. He's got Adoree Jackson there, James Bradbury, Xavier McKinney, Julian Love, Isaac Yiadom, Madre Harper, Chris Milton, and Jarren Williams. Now, I think it's very important, for Madre Harper and Jarren Williams to be down there as well, because they played with the Giants. I mean, Chris Milton, it just came to us from the Titans, all right? Madre Harper last year played in 9 games, and Jarren Williams only played in 2 games. So between Madre Harper and Jarren Williams, they don't have a lot of experience. So I think for them to be down there is very important. Also for Isaac Yiadom as well too. But Chris Milton is very important because we just signed him from the Titans. Now a lot of the stuff is related. Logan Ryan came from the Titans. He got helped get maybe Adoree Jackson to be here because Adoree Jackson was from the Titans. We got Chris Milton here because Chris Milton was from the Titans. Logan Ryan played for and underneath, with Joe Judge and Patrick Graham in New England. So it's a lot of stuff kind of connected here, and it's so important to have somebody respected, experience, knowledge, and all that, going out of the way to help recruit other guys. I mean, it's one thing, like with free agency, it's one thing, to have the money to maybe bring somebody in, but it's got to be, there's 2 to 10 the people actually want to come there. I mean, some guys, obviously, some guys will go to basically any team. If you're the highest bidder, like if somebody's going to pay you $15 million a year and the other rest of the teams are only going to give you 10 or 11, $15 million looks, that's the team I always wanted to go to, But I mean, it does help to have a winning, a positive culture, a positive atmosphere, and to be able to have a guy like Logan Ryan, be able to get on the phone and, you need to get your butt, start playing for the Giants, that's so important. I mean, I like the Knicks, and for the longest time, from the time when the Knicks do have money, nobody wants to come here. The owner's a bozo. The team's been, pack of losers for the longest time. Who wants to come here, even if they got the money? I'd rather go someplace else and get paid maybe the same amount of money, but maybe with a team that has a chance to maybe win some ball game or maybe win the championship. What do I want to go to the Knicks for? They're a pack of losers. I mean, what a horrible organization. And that's the problem we've had with the Knicks. But now with the Giants, things are starting to turn around. We're starting to want to get guys wanting to come here. And you see some guys even come here and take pay cut. I mean, like Nate Solder took a huge pay cut to stay here. He could have maybe asked for, just let me go and maybe sign someplace else and probably would have made some more money. But no, I mean, it's the winning atmosphere, the winning culture. And so it's so important to have somebody like Logan Ryan on the team to go out of his way. Now, of course, we had like Daniel Jones had the private workouts for like the wide receivers and all in Arizona. So now you have, somebody like, Logan Ryan bringing the safeties and cornerbacks and all down to Florida to work out. Now, of course, Aaron Robinson and Rodarius Williams, the 2 rookies, are at the mini camp, so that's why they're not there. But what we do have is, what we don't have would be Sam Beal, like Darnay Holmes and Jabrill Peppers, pretty much like the kind of like the big three that I can think of who may not be down there. I don't know what they're doing as of right now, but right now there's 9 of them down there. Very, very important. As I said, I mean, Logan Ryan is 30 right now. Okay, when we got him last year, we signed him for 1 year. I mean, he was second on the team in tackles behind Blake Martinez. So I mean, he could still play. I mean, and then you go the year before that, it was 28. His last year with the Titans. I mean, they went to the championship game. I mean, that year he had 130. He was in on 113 tackles. He had 4.5 sacks. He had 4 interceptions, and he had 4 forced fumbles. I mean, he had a phenomenal season. As I said, last year, I mean, his sacks and interceptions and forced fumbles weren't what they were the year before. But I mean, he was in on, I believe it was 94 tackles altogether. So he's still playing. He's still bringing it. Now, what this guy Yo Murphy, the trainer, he was so impressed with like Logan Ryan because he'll have him do the training from both the receiver aspect and the cornerback. So he'll have Logan Ryan run the actual route, maybe the out pattern or the corner or the post or whatever. Run the patterns and throw the ball, and they got to catch it. And he would tell Logan Ryan would want to perfect the wide receiver aspect of it, and then he would want to perfect the cornerback or whatever, covering those patterns. And he said, sometimes, Logan would get so pissed off if, like you say, he ran a wide receiver, he ran a pattern, he didn't catch the ball. He said, let's do that again. He would get very, very mad at himself. And it was kind of funny because I'm reading the article, and like Yo Murphy is telling his side, of the story in an article, and he said there was a couple of times, like when we were practicing, Logan Ryan's running, the patterns like a wide receiver, and he would get all mad and pissed off and all, and Yo Murphy would say, "Yo, Log," I think it was Logan, meaning Logan, I guess. "Yo, Log, dude, you're a defensive back. You're not a wide receiver. It's okay," you know what I mean? But no, Logan Ryan didn't want to have nothing to do with it. Logan Ryan wanted to perfect running the patterns as a wide receiver and catching the ball, and then he wanted to perfect covering those same patterns as a defensive back. I mean, he takes it to the next level, and it's so important, to have somebody like that on the team. The elder statesman, shall we say? He's 30, so he's not a spring chicken, but he's still got some years left in him. So having an elder statesman like that probably invited everybody down there. Now, why the other guys didn't go, I don't know, but there's 9 of them down there. So he brought 9 of them down there to, help, build that winning culture, it's very, very important. As I said, I mean, to have somebody like that on your team, going out of the way to make sure that, the secondary is going to be really, really good. I mean, we're deep, we're solid in the secondary. We're going to be one of the best secondaries in all of football this year. And I'll tell you what, Logan Ryan is certainly going out of his way to make sure that happens. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there, and go Giants! Woo!